Let's talk about Halle Berry. So Halle Berry, as you know, won an Oscar for having a racist make her feel good, through hunching in a movie called Monsters Ball with Billy Bob Thornton. And Diddy was her baby daddy. So who didn't get executed in that movie. He was on death row or something like that. But anyway, so she did Monsters Ball. And a lot of people think that because, ain't nobody windmilling hard for an Oscar as much as Timothy Chalamet is at this point. But um we have somebody who actually has an Academy Award, and what she said is that post her winning the Oscar is not all that is cracked up to be. Because she said at the end of the day, I woke up the next morning black, and I still had to fight for roles. So Berry recently sat down with The Cut for a profile ahead of the release of her new thriller, Crime 101, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing because she's in it. Mark Ruffalo is in it. So, let me also dispel this rumor. So there's rumors going around that Mark Ruffalo has been fired from Disney for as the Hulk. He has not been fired. There's no reports of it. He even did an interview recently for this movie that he's in and was like, as far as he's like, no, I'm filming more stuff with them. And so I think he's gonna be in Secret Wars. He's in Spider-Man brand new day, I think is the name. He's in the new Spider-Man movie. He's still with the MCU. Disney has not fired him because of his comments on ICE. So I don't know who's been telling these lies, besides the lies. So there's that, and also Chris Hemsworth, another member of the MCU, who's going to be in this movie. So I'm actually looking forward to it because I think it comes out next week. So I'm actually going to go see this when it comes out in the theater. So anyway, she did an interview and revealed that she once advised Cynthia Erivo not to place any real weight on winning an Oscar. Now, Erivo has been nominated twice for Best Actress, one for playing Harriet Tubman in Harriet, and playing Elphaba in Wicked. While Berry made history as the first Black woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress with her performance in Monsters Ball, she remains the only Black winner in that category to this day. Saying, quote, the Oscars didn't necessarily change the course of my career. This is what she told the publication. After I won it, I thought there was going to be like a scripts truck showing up outside my front door. While I was wildly proud of it, I was still Black that next morning. Directors were still saying, if we put a Black woman in this role, what does that mean for the whole story? Do I have to cast a Black man? Then it's a Black movie. Black movies don't sell overseas. They're still going around with this shit. Y'all still running around with that narrative because, and this is why I keep telling y'all that in Hollywood they continue to try to push this narrative that okay, if we have a Black person, they have to have a white love interest. We can't have too many Black people in a movie because then it becomes a Black film. And it's like, huh? No, if you want a Black film will be something written, produced, directed, tap dance by everything by Tyler Perry. Now, if that's a full-fledged, if you have nothing but Black people in the movie, that's a Black movie. You can mix it up and have different races. It doesn't turn it into a specific film for a specific. These damn people, I cannot. The stupidity of people's bigotry that exists and the way they think in this industry, I just shake my head at the foolishness. And Black movies do sell overseas. So I don't know where they're getting that from because if it wasn't the case, Black Panther wouldn't have grossed $1 billion. Black Panther 2 wouldn't have made over 700, almost $800 million worldwide. Sinners wouldn't have made the money that it made. So many other movies that came before those wouldn't be as successful. Will Smith wouldn't be able to be the global superstar he is today if Black movies didn't open overseas. Yet this is still the narrative they continue to put out there every time something different is on the thing. That's also, I believe, why we never got the Jinx spinoff. Because remember, once upon a time, Halle was supposed to get her own James Bond-esque type movie, where Jinx was supposed to get her own solo film, and they felt she couldn't open a movie. I do believe that she was one of those Black artists that was able to cross over into the bigger markets. It's just that the industry wasn't really pushing for her to be that girl. But I don't know, maybe if it could have been also her fault because I feel like but I don't know. I can't put myself in the shoes of like a Black woman in Hollywood. So I don't know if I would think that with her being as popular and as A-list as she was, because I don't think that she's still in the A-list, but she's not doing as many big movies as she once did. She pops up every now and again. But I don't know if she holds the same cachet as she did back then. But if she was back in the day, I feel like with her amount of cachet and influence, she could have pushed for Hollywood and the money and get more into her producer bag. Maybe that's what she should have did. But I guess if she would have known then what she knows now, like now a lot of people know you got to really get in your producer bag. You really got to fight for the roles that you wanna be a part of. So she went and said that that Oscar didn't necessarily change the course of my career. After I won it, I thought it was going to be like a script truck showing up outside my front door while I was barely part of it. She also said as Revo's acting career took off years later with its own Oscar nominations, she also told her fellow performer, "You goddamn deserve it, but I don't know that it's going to change your life. It cannot be the validation for what you do, right?" She's often spoken out in disappointment over how her historic Oscar win lacked impact for both her career and the industry at large. She told Marie Claire in 2024 that she's eternally miffed that no Black woman has come behind me for that Best Actress Oscar. That's a fact, because I be feeling like there's been many a times Viola Davis has put some shit out and she should have been nominated for Oscar. Octavia Spencer is another one who should have been. Wunmi Mosaku, I hate the fact that y'all try to overlook her with Sinners. I mean, I'm glad that she got a Best Supporting Actress. But I feel like y'all still playing these little games. And I definitely feel like the Oscars about to play in our face yet again with Sinners the same way y'all did with The Color Purple back in the day. Because if I'm not mistaken, The Color Purple was nominated for 8 awards and didn't walk away with any. So I feel like y'all gonna play in our face again. Or the only time y'all gonna give this movie flowers will probably be for like cinematography or whatever the case is. I don't think best song is gonna win. I think it might go to K-pop Demon Hunters because that song is way popular. I mean, I like the music in Sinners, but to me, K-pop Demon Hunters is the one that deserves that Oscar because it's a popular song. And I know the Oscar is not about popularity, but um, it's a hot song and you can't deny it. So um she told Marie Claire in 2024 that she's eternally miffed. And she said it's certainly not because there's been nobody deserving. In fact, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once is the only other woman of color to win the Best Actress Oscar. Now, speaking of Variety in 2020, Berry cited Erivo in Harriet and Ruth Negga in Loving as Oscar-worthy performances by Black women. She later added Andra Day in the United States versus Billie Holiday, and like I mentioned earlier, Viola Davis and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom to the list. Wasn't Chadwick Boseman in that movie too? They said I thought there were women who rightfully, arguably could have, should have, I hope they would have, but why it hasn't gone that way. I don't have the answer, she told Variety at the time, noting that her win remains one of the biggest heartbreaks as it never opened up a door to more Black women at the Oscars. The morning after I thought, wow, I was chosen to open a door. And then to have no one, I questioned, was that an important moment or was it just as important moment for me? Berry said, I wanted to believe it was so much bigger than me. It felt so much bigger than me, mainly because I knew others should have been there before me and they weren't. Just because I won an award doesn't mean that magically the next day there was a place for me. I was just continuing to forge my way out of no way. And yeah, a lot of times when you got those blinders on, you just like trying to go full speed ahead and just trying to keep your head above water and still get those careers. I mean, keep your career going. But yeah, it's just like you would think that, and that's what I was saying about Bad Bunny at the Grammys. It's like you think that you've hit that glass ceiling, you shattered the glass ceiling, and now we can have more opportunities for those people behind me to come through and carry the torch that I basically been holding for a long time. Now I'm gonna pass the torch, and now you take it. And then you have these gatekeepers who think, "Oh, look, we're they want to pat themselves on the back, like, see, we're not racist. We're not this. We're not that. So we're going to give all the accolades this one year. The next year, we go back to the same shit because we already did our big one for the year." That's what always gives me with a lot of these award shows. And this is why I always say, like, this is why people of color need to stop trying to seek validation in the Grammys and the Oscars and all these major award shows because we want to be seen as equal. But if they're not going to see it for us, like we've always done as people of color, we create our own. And y'all can have that stuff over there. You can have the thing that you built. We'll go over here and we'll create our own version of the Oscars and see how well y'all do without us because Black people are the backbone of this country. Black people built slaves, if we want to be clear. built this country. Immigrants helped, but for the most part, the backbone of this country was built on the back of slaves, on the backs, plural, of slaves. So, um, I totally get it. I understand why she's like, yeah, while I'm glad and I'm grateful for the award, there's still a bit of cynicism there because it's like, yeah, I didn't see any change. I didn't see that the fact that y'all trying to make it seem like we've progressed. But if you look at it, this world of Hollywood that everybody wants to call liberal, very much conservative. So these people that like to run around with these because they don't follow the same ideologies or whatever as these people over there. No, it's very liberal with the way that they present themselves. And the racism is very telling. So shout out to you, Halle, and shout out to you, Cynthia. Apparently you're not going, yeah, you were pretty much overlooked regarding the whole Oscar thing because she wasn't even nominated for any for Wicked. They weren't looking at with Ariana either, because I think that they were trying to look at Ariana as probably getting a nomination because she has, from what I heard, she has more screen time in this than she did in the previous. So, but yeah, she was overlooked too. But we ain't talking about Ariana. Well, I mean, she do like to spray paint herself like she a black woman, but we got to come over to the actual black woman, Cynthia Erivo. So I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding what Halle Berry had to say? Because I'm just like, yeah, let's not put too much. I mean, I'm grateful for winning the award, but it's not the end all be all of my existence. It's unfortunate that we haven't seen a successor come after that. But if, like I said before, if Hollywood's not going to see it for Black women winning Oscars in the Best Actress category post Halle Berry winning it in Monsters Ball, then put more into the NAACP Image Awards and some of the other award shows and other Black presenting award shows that literally go above and beyond for the community. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.